Yahoo! Prof here. And yes, that is an Aerox 3 wireless. If you're a follower, you might be thinking, didn't you do one or even multiple videos on this mouse already? I did. I did indeed. This is a follow-up. This is a new one. Sir Squeers, who still works at the bestest of buys, gave me a tip that they redid it a little bit. It's an updated mouse. And he ended up, here you go, manufacture date, 2021-01. 2021 production right there. Right now we're beginning in March. And it's going to be a minimum of a month for, because these are Chinese made. Chinese, well, I guess not Chinese brand, but produced in China. I believe it's like a European brand. I forgot which company. But there is a U.S. headquarters actually down in Chicago. I have been down there before. Many years ago. Yeah, let's take a look at this real quick here. We're on a little taller Gorilla Pod, kind of in the Pokemon's view here. And let's take a look. So box, same as before. And that is my phone going off. I think Twitter. Somebody DM'd me. In here is an Aerox 3. Looks like an Aerox 3, doesn't it? Looks very Aerox 3-ish. Okay. Now, what he saw improvement, because it also went on display there. I think that's when he noticed it. But here's the front click, nice and tight. Right? Back one, a little bit deeper, and you do have to push it in more, but it still sounds like a nice click. Before it was mushy, and you had to basically jam your finger like deep into the shell, and you didn't get a nice click out of it. And that was really noticeable because we opened these up, or at least mine. He has one as well, yes. If you check out our previous videos on the Aerox 3, and then following up with the Rival 3 wireless, which is the predecessor to the Aerox 3. This is basically a holes cut into it, and it has a rechargeable lithium-ion battery in it rather than AAA's. And there's no spot to put the dongle. But we figured that out in a later video as well. It was super noticeable right away. I also have a wired Rival 3 from back when that launched, because that was like the replacement for the Rival 110. And I was a big fan of the shape in the 100. It was a little improved in the 110, and I think the Rival 3 shape is probably just better in general. And this is the same shape. Except this is better in every way because the clicks, much better. Scroll wheel, so much better. And I'm not talking compared to the old Aerox, I'm talking about the Rival 3 wireless. This thing is twice as expensive, probably. Or is, roughly. So it makes sense that all these things are nicer. Now I use a Rival 3 wireless for work purely because it has a spot to put the dongle that doesn't stick out, and it has AA batteries. Now you might be like, why do I want that for work? Well, if I'm on a job or something, I don't want to have my mouse die and me not be able to get it up and running again, because I both use it on Bluetooth mode for my laptop, and then on wireless mode when I need to use it, like say I got to plug in and diagnose somebody else's computer or work on it. I'll plug my wireless mouse in and just switch her over to 2.4, and then I can use it. Same thing with my keyboard, the Happy Hacking keyboard Pro Hybrid Type S. That takes AA's. They also did that because they wanted to make it a user replaceable battery. Keyboards last you, I don't know, I've had Happy Hacking keyboards 10 plus years now. And they didn't want to put a battery in there that you couldn't use or replace. And lock you into, oh, now the battery's dead, I have to throw out my $300 plus keyboard. Or more than, yeah, definitely $300 plus keyboard. So, that's why I don't have an Aerox 3 wireless at work. But then the other thing besides this, like you can hear it, that's way better. And you're not, like, you used to jam, like I can go like this. You used to have to jam your thumb in there if you want to hit it with your meat of your palm. Like, you would just ka-dunk, like, jam the whole thing like that, like, very protruded. If you watch the original Aerox 3 video, you can probably see that, or in the later Rival 3 wireless, where we're comparing them. And the other thing is they changed up the plastic a little bit. I do not have an Aerox 3 here right now, but we had my old Aerox 3 that I exchanged under the Geek Squad protection plan. Here, next side by side with the brand new one. We just opened this one up once I did the exchange. And the plastic, I don't know what necessarily they changed in it, but it has like a sheen to it. Before it was like a matte black. Like, we're talking just like no, and you can see that this has a little bit of a reflection to it, right? I don't know what difference that makes, to be truthful. No idea. I just noticed it because we had them flipped over. And the reason why we had them flipped over was Squares was saying they fixed the feet. They're much less rounded, I think, or something like that. And you could see on my other ones, they were wearing really weird. Personally, I think the Rival 3 Wireless has better feet. It's got a nice big foot back here. And then I think bigger feet there. I'm guessing they did this because there's holes all in the bottom of the mouse, and if you're trying to reduce weight, you can't cut out holes where the feet are. Yeah. So there's that. But yeah, and besides the feet, which are a nice improvement, they're actually like flat with a rounded lip on it, I guess, rather than being like the before it was like this like whole big rounded foot. Mine, when I returned it, actually was just all full of cat hair too. Like, just had filled up this entire area. And then, like, I don't know what's going on with the plastic. They definitely changed something though, because it's got this, like I said, it might be a UV coating, or you know what I mean, but it's got this little sheen to it that the other one, you had them side by side, like it didn't have. But the big thing for me, that is now a usable back button. And I use back button, well, when browsing. I use this a lot as a browsing mouse. And you're like, oh, a really high-end, expensive gaming mouse is a browsing mouse. Well, yeah, because I use this at work. So I come home and I'm like used to it, so I just pick it up. It's also super lightweight, which when you're just like kind of sitting in awkward positions, leaning back or something, it's super nice. Wireless for that too. Super nice. To be truthful, I generally only game with this mouse when I happen to already be using it and then having launched the game. Otherwise, when I'm gaming, I'm using a ergonomic right-handed mouse. EC2, been using the Outset. Otherwise, what's always on my desk is a Rival 106 of some kind. So, but in general, this is like a super nice shape, very generic, super lightweight. Like, this is literally nothing. And it should tell you that. I mean, like, this is probably my main mouse on my desk. Unless I'm like, oh, I'm playing a couple hours of shooters. If I'm just hopping in for a game of Call of Duty or two, I'll keep using this. I got no problem with it. And I use, the cheaper version of this, essentially, at my desk at work. Well, if you guys have any other questions, let us know down in the comments. We'll try and answer them. Maybe able to pass some of those along to Squares, since he follows some of these like revisions of the mice more than I do. But I thought I would just share that, they have updated the model. If you have like a replacement plan, like you go through Best Buy for your mice, and if you are paying full price, it's my recommendation to do that, because you have an extended warranty, and then when something goes wrong, you can just bring it in. Or, I'm not telling you what to do in this case, but, issues. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, and hopefully you enjoy videos like this. Let us know. Like, subscribe. You can follow us over on @TechExchange on Twitter and Instagram to get updates about our latest videos. And I'm always available as @TheProphecyst over on Twitter and someone on Instagram. Hopefully, we will see you guys, as I just drop it, in the future. And if some of you might have seen before I forget, there was the click and it lit up. No idea. I will be updating this to the latest firmware. I'll see if it still does it. I'll report back and make another video if it does. The way I fixed it on the previous one is not only did I have to disable illumination, I had to turn the illumination all the way down. Don't know why. But yeah. That was like, I think it said my Aerox 3 is haunted or something like that, is what I made that video. Because reactive lighting was working in reverse when lighting was disabled. I got no idea. Have a good one.